Please watch till the end. Yo, what's up guys, Zeno here, back at you again with another video. Today I'm bringing you the best Schrift / Volt tier list in Type Soul. So for starters, we have Balance, and Balance is going to be straight into the S tier. Balance is probably the best Schrift right now. You have healing. You can heal a bar with the 100 order. Your T skill is your Providence Slice, and it is a true combo extender. It guard breaks, does good damage, and it gives you order. It's just a very good kit. You have sustain, you have combo potential, you have damage. It gives you everything you could ever need, and that's just why it's going to be in the S tier. Second, we have Death Dealing, our last mythic, and Death Dealing I would give A tier. I think Death Dealing is good. I think it lacks like mobility, and it lacks like really unique skills. Its skills are pretty basic. I mean, its Schrift skills are just you throw a ball out with your T, and then with your G skill you put a little floor. The floor is really good. The floor is really good, especially with Kendo, because it helps, you know, people not run away from all your skills like they do when you play Kendo. But it's also good with any tree, so it's just really good. I'd probably put it in A tier. Next up we have Fear, and Fear is all right. I mean, like with its T, you can rush at opponents, so you have a gap closer. It's really easy to block though, and it does have quite a bit of end lag, so it can kind of be punished. Its G skill throws some tracking little thorns at them that stun for a good amount of time and ragdoll and do decent damage, but all its skills are easily blockable. It doesn't have a guard break, and it doesn't really have anything else after that. It can slow, and which is good, so I probably put it in B tier. Next up we have Glutton. So Glutton, this tier list is on Shrifts only, by the way, so like this is, I'm not taking into account the entirety of Type Soul when I'm ranking these in S tier. I'm talking just generally Schrift versus Schrift here, and Glutton would be S tier. Once again, you have sustain, and when you hit each Glutton Schrift skill, you gain healing back. So you gain healing, the skills do good damage. You have your T skill, which shoots a little ball out, and that's sustained DOT damage, so damage over time, and it does initial damage on hit. And then you have your G skill, which is a guard breaking dash that does a lot of damage and ragdolls for a combo extend, so it's just really good. Not to mention your T skill is basically instant, so you can barely react to it. Yeah, just definitely put in the S tier. Next up we have Heat. Heat's good. Heat is good. It's nothing crazy. There's nothing unique about it. It has a guard break, and it has a ranged skill that can also stun if you're at a good amount of distance. And it has its DOT passive with the flame, so I'd probably put it B tier. It does good damage all around. However, it lacks anything extra, so I'd probably put it B tier. Next up we have Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt's really good. Thunderbolt's really good with the new passive they gave it. I definitely put it probably A tier. The passive they gave it with the little tether skill is just super good. It's like true into basically anything, so you can make all sorts of combos. In order to do the tether though, you do have to hit your T, which is your little bow, the Galvano Blast, which does guard break. I believe it still guard breaks. And then you have to also hit your G right after, and your G is the little slash downwards that I believe ragdolls. It's been a minute since I've used Thunderbolt, but I've seen the combos you can pull off with it, and they are insane, so I definitely think it'd be in the A tier. Next up we have X-Axis. Now I personally haven't used X-Axis, nor have I really seen people use it. I know all of its skills though, and if we're just going straight off of annoying, it'd be S tier, but we're not. We're going off of in general Schrift versus Schrift skills here, and I would give it the top of B tier. I give it the top of B tier for a few reasons. One, in close range combat, it basically can't be used unless you don't ever use the gun, which is the main thing of X-Axis. The gun is really bad in close range combat. Its M1s have a lot of wind up, and its G skill is the only thing good for it, which is the little teleport portal where you just go in and then you just pop out wherever. That skill is really good, and you can combo with your bullets and shoot them through the portal, and they'll auto track to someone. However, you can just the opponent can just dash or kind of just run away from them and they won't hit, so it's a little interesting. The little jump critical with the gun is good, and of course the gun is good if you just play scummy and you run away and you just make sure that no one likes fighting you and you just don't enjoy the game. So, you know, if you don't want to enjoy the game and you want to play scummy and do anything you can for those rank points, I mean, sure, go ahead then play X-axis. X-axis Quinquito, and you will never touch grass a single day in your life. Other than that, we have compulsory. Compulsory, after all the nerfs, you know, when compulsory first dropped with the game back on re-release, it was probably S or A tier because both of its things like were true into each other, and Nerveful, I believe is what it's called, had like an incredible hitbox. But now I'd give it C tier. No, I'd give it D tier. It's just not good. No one uses it for a reason. They said they buffed it to where I believe both of its moves can combo into each other, but I haven't seen it done since re-release, so I'm gonna give it D tier. Next up, we have Iron Schrift. I'd give it C tier. Iron Schrift is only good with Hakuda. Trust me, I tried to make it work on other builds and it just doesn't work. With Hakuda, it is really good though. Your G skill is true into catching dragon. It's true into any pretty decently quick move. It stuns for a long time. That's the one where you push them down on the ground. Your T skill, the little 3 kick, is okay. It's hard to use unless you're Hakuda once again. So because of lack of versatility, it is going to be in the C tier. However, it does have some type of combo potential, unlike compulsory. So it's going to be in C tier and not D tier. Next up, we have Power. So Power is for Hakuda once again. However, it's just better than Iron. So I'm going to put it in B tier because it can actually be used for other builds. I did run a Kendo Power build back in the day and it was pretty good actually. The T skill, I believe, is the little punch. The punch has insane range and it does insane range and hyper armor. So it is pretty crazy. It's a good get off me skill. The G skill, the little diamond kick or whatever it's called, it throws out the little purple projectile, is really good because it does decent damage and it ragdolls and it's a lasting thing. So you can kind of like time it right. And like if you're using, let's say Kendo, you can flower passage once it hits the opponent and it's like guaranteed, or Immortal Ties. It has a guard break. The T's a guard break. G does good posture damage. For Hakuda, it's insanely good. Some of the top players actually run Power Hakuda builds because they were just really good. I'm not sure with all the nerfs now, but it's still probably B tier. Next up, we have Miracle. Miracle, I'm going to put in A tier. Miracle, once again, is still good. The Schrift is amazing. You have your bow, which you can just aim behind the opponent to get a guaranteed hit. It blinds for a considerable amount of time, which allows you to follow up. It's versatile, can be used on any build. Its G skill, the little god hand slap as a guard break. It's fast, it does good damage, it ragdolls, can combo extend. It's very good. All around, just a very good and versatile skill. Next up, we have Explosion. The last time I used Explosion was on Kendo and it was really good. I've seen some nasty Hakuda builds with Explosion and I've seen the potential, and I would give Explosion A tier as well. I think A tier is fitting. It's versatile. It can be used on any tree. It does great damage, has guard break, has 2 guard breaks if you fully block the G skill. The T, the little bomb you throw, is very good because it lasts for quite a bit because you go high up in the sky, and it's a guard break, so your opponent kind of has to run away or either parry it, which is pretty difficult. And you can true stun into combos with that. So you can just like throw it out, and let's say you're Hakuda, you can Shori the moment it hits, guaranteed Shori. You could Mortal Ties when it hits, guaranteed Mortal Ties. It's really good. As long as you have good aim, you can do some nasty combos with Explode. Next up, we have Wind. Wind Schrift is going to be B tier. It's not bad. It's not the craziest. Both of its skills are close range. They both do combo extend though, so that is one thing. It's definitely good. I would put it above Heat, probably around there. And if I want to order all these, it would be Miracle above Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt over Explode. They'd probably be around there. But yeah, it's good. Wins T skill, the little over cross slash, stuns for a considerable amount of time. Its G skills also stuns for a considerable amount of time. Both can combo extend. Both are true into each other. Well, I think the T is true into the G. I'm not sure about otherwise. They do both considerable posture damage and they're not too difficult to hit. So they're great skills. Next up, we have Superstar. Superstar is good on any tree, does great damage, has great combo extend potential. It's a lot easier to use than Explosion and other skills on other trees, and does good damage. I mean, I'd have to put A tier. That's the only way I could put it. It's better than all these Shrifts below for sure. Next up, we have Butterfly. Butterfly is an interesting case. They buffed it recently, so it is pretty good, but it's not very versatile. If I had to say, you kind of only run it either with Hakata, or maybe speed, as its moves are, its G skill is not going to be hit unless you're really close range. Your T skill is really good. It's a get off me ragdoll. It does pretty good damage, but I'd give it B tier, probably a below wind. Next up we have Royal. I really enjoy Royal. Royal is super fun. Has hyper armor on the T skill, which is a little charge up, big slash, and you TP behind them and stun. So it has combo potential. Its G skill's amazing. The little slash into the air and then down into the ragdoll, which combo extends. It's great. Does a lot of damage. Has a lot of combo potential. I'd give it A tier. Yo, future me here. Looks like I forgot Visionary somehow, some way. So I'm just gonna put it up here. Visionary is gonna be S tier up there because it just has so much versatility. It's good on any build. It doesn't matter what skill tree. It has its T skill, which shoots guns, that auto track and stun for a good amount of time, which start combos. It has its G skill, which does ragdoll, and it's very long ranged and does very good damage. It has its passive, which if you get 100% imagination, you can either choose between taking 90% less damage for one hit, or you could also have the stone hand passive where you parry someone, the stone hand comes, smashes down on them, does damage and ragdolls. It has just great synergy with every build and does a lot of damage all around. Great stun, great combo potential. All in all, it has to be S tier, has to be S tier. And for my final list, let's see if there's anything I want to change. I put Superstar above Explode. I put Royal over Superstar. Actually, Superstar over Thunderbolt, Royal over Thunderbolt. And I actually moved this down to C. I moved Power to C tier above Iron. But yeah, that's gonna be my final list, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want, to voice your opinions down in the comments below, 100% go ahead. Try to prove me wrong. Tell me why something's better than the other. Something's worse than what I put it. Whatever you guys want to do, I will take your comments into consideration. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.